When like playing sports and I'm chose to start a game off, I really feel like I'm like don't deserve it. I feel like other players probably have like the ability to start where I am, but like I was given like talent and God-given talent to do what I do, I guess.
When my friends are really down in the dumps, and it's like nobody else is gonna be able to pick them up but me, but like I suck at talking to people, so I guess, you know, God's selecting me to do that, but like I'm afraid I'm gonna like mess it up.
I often feel doubtful of my strength when I find myself in the public eye. I'll be getting ready to sing or give a speech, and I'll wonder if I'm going to make an impact, but normally I'll like say a quick prayer or something, and I normally wonder if God sees something in me that I don't see in myself, but I always get through it, and I think that's because of Him.
One time, my friend was going through a tough time with his relationships with his girlfriend and his other friendships, and I thought I was put there just to help him through it, and I thought I did okay, and we're still good buddies today.
When I'm asked by somebody who I see is like really high up and like important to me, even if it's something like let the dogs out or go clean up your room, and then you forget, and then it's like, oh, well, I failed.
Awkward conversations.
I would say failing or disappointing others.
I'd say one of my biggest fears is letting people down and letting myself down, but I know that I'll never, no matter how hard I try, I'll never be able to let God down because He loves and forgives.
I'm afraid of being alone, I suppose, feeling insignificant. Obviously, there are the people that'll always be there for you, but like, what about the people who have the choice? I mean, you want them to choose to be near you, but you don't know if they will.
I'm afraid of not making my way in the future and not knowing what to do, and knowing that Jesus and God are there to guide me and they have a plan for me really helps me.
I think that a lot of youth today are afraid of disappointing their parents because standards have been set so high in academics and things like that.
There's a lot of anxiety that goes around, and when you think about like going to college and like getting a job and like, oh, well, you know, you could go to college, get a 4-year degree, and then get out and work at like McDonald's because you can't get a job for what you're looking for, and then you feel like you didn't like achieve what you could have.
God loves and accepts everybody for who they are. So if you mess up, He still loves you.
So if I'm about to take like a big test or something, then I can pray and ask that God be with me while I'm taking something that's super stressful, because I feel a lot of pressure during those times.
Because I know Jesus will never think of me as a failure or a disappointment.
In relation to God, if you're anything like me, you have a constant conversation with God going on in your head always. So, I mean, you're not really ever alone, even though some days the conversation will feel more one-sided, but you're never really alone.
You can use Him as like, you always have like that extra person behind you to help you get through tough things. If you even feel like you're alone, but you're never alone. So you always just have Him in your corner, always fighting for you, even if it doesn't feel like He is.
Jesus calms all the fears because, you know, when you got the J-Man looking over your shoulder, ain't nothing bad gonna happen to you, man.
I share it by going to church probably, and sharing my faith with others, and going to church and gatherings and youth things.
I try and be there for other people when they're feeling that way, that they've let themselves down or someone else down, because God is always there for them. So I want to try and be there for them too.
It's easier to prove that someone is there for you when you can give them credit for one of your successes. So, I mean, whenever I have a success and people ask me how I did it, I include God, definitely, in that success story. Because if I can be successful with the help of God, so can you. So can anyone.
I could just talk with my friends and see what their fears are and see if I could help them with anything or talk to other family members.
I like to tell my friends that even if they feel super stressed, because I know that everyone gets super stressed about different things or whatever, that it's okay because it's not the end of the world, and like you'll be forgiven even if you mess up on something. Like it might take some time to get over it, but in the end you'll be okay.
It's kind of hard because, you know, not everybody is open to the good news, but you just sometimes try to work it in with like everyday conversations, like, you know, well, and it also a part, like, you know, you can share good news, but even if you do, it's always up to the other person to take that news and do with it what they may.
I just let people know that he's there and that he can never think of you in a bad way because Jesus loves everybody.
How do you share the good news of J-Man over your shoulder?
You know, Channel 10, WILX News, man.
All right. Why do you go to...
Oh.
Things you won't.
Boom.
Boom, told you.